Tweakers, tweakers, thrill seekers, welcome back to another episode of freaking Our Week in Review. My name is freaking Taylor the Sandman Lofton, and with me as always is freaking Doug Jordan, also known as freaking Dunk Jordan, to my left. And then joining us all the way from freaking Seattleite, New York, Seattle, Washington, Sandy the Sandman freaking Farkas. Gentlemen, start your freaking engines. This is Our Week in freaking Review on WAYO, LP freaking Rochester, also on freaking iTunes and Apple freaking Podcasts. Doug Jordan.
Thanks for having me here. Feels good.
Doug Jordan, we're missing somebody.
Yeah, Taddea is still not here, so he probably overslept or something again.
And I asked you to freaking look for him, and you did not do that.
I mean, did he text you, or did he give you a call or something, or did he just get high and fall asleep again?
Actually, we're going to be getting to that in a little bit, so why don't you not freaking jump ahead into the freaking show program. Before we go there, I want to know how freaking Sandy the Sandman freaking Farkas is doing.
This is freaking Wayo. This is WAO. This is freaking Satellite. My name is freaking Satellite. My week has been, it's had its freaking ups, it's had its freaking downs. Basically, I found myself in sort of a freaking black hole, so to speak. It's basically what it's sucking is all of my freaking funds and some other things too.
For Weakers and Tweakers out there, and me and freaking Doug Jordan, what in freaking God's name are you freaking talking about?
Well, I'm drunk right now, so it might not be making a whole lot of sense. Basically, last week I briefly touched upon my freaking co-host and freaking arch nemesis at the moment, freaking Dick, set me up on a freaking date, and turns out it's with a freaking midget. Basically, I've been freaking sleeping with her most nights, and even sometimes during the freaking day. But I'm taking her out to freaking eat pretty much every time I meet up with her. And geez Louise, you would be freaking amazed to see how much this little gal can eat.
So you're telling me that you're still freaking dating a freaking tiny little freaking
so I must go ahead and stop you right freaking there. I'm not freaking dating a freaking I'm having freaking sex with a midget, yes.
Okay, so for...
I'm sorry, making love with her to a freaking midget.
So you're...
But I'm not in freaking love with her.
So you're having freaking fornication. You're sticking your dangly freaking wangly in her freaking between the freaking folds in her freaking vagina, and geez Louise down on my freaking knees. I cannot imagine how much fun you're freaking having, and also I cannot imagine how is she eating all this freaking food, and what kind of food is she freaking eating?
Taylor, you're freaking hitting the nail right in the freaking head. The freaking sex is hilarious, and the amount of freaking food she eats is freaking unbelievable. For some of you freaking Weakers and Tweakers out there, I consider myself quite the frugal man, and geez Louise, this is just freaking bleeding me dry. She's this freaking bottomless pit. She just freaking scarfs and scarfs and scarfs, and I'm like, where the heck is this food even freaking going? Because it's not freaking adding inches onto your freaking height. I'll tell you that freaking much.
Now, is she a heavy freaking midget, or is she...
she's a fat little midget.
Geez Louise, down on my freaking knees. So, have you apologized to freaking Dick, your co-host, for getting into a fight with him over the insult that you considered it when he first set you up with the tiny little freaking person?
I mean, the freaking stooges at freaking work, they made us have a freaking sit down, and so we shook freaking hands, with the bridges mended, but I said, don't you ever freaking set me up with a freaking midget again. I said, next time it's gonna get freaking ugly. I said, I'm gonna freaking punch you if you ever try and freaking do that again. He said some nonsense about just wanting me to be freaking happy, and him feeling like I'm not freaking happy out there. I said, Dick, I'm gonna freaking kill you if you don't shut up.
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds like to me like you like dating this person, so I don't know why you even got so mad.
Doug, if I were in the room with you right now, I'd freaking punch you, freaking point blank in the freaking face.
I mean, we both know if you were in the room right now, I would freaking punch you twice as hard, and you'd freaking die.
All right, geez, la freaking wheeze, down on my freaking knees. Weakers, tweakers, this is a kind of freaking radio you hear only on freaking Our Week in Review and not on the rest of freaking WAYO, piece of junk, worst radio station in the history of the world, piece of shit, freaking Our Week in Review. Now, Weakers, tweakers, thrill seekers, Doug Jordan mentioned that he will be packing up and heading across the seas, jumping the freaking pond, heading to freaking spaghetti freaking Europe. That's right. You freaking guessed it. Italy, where home of the freaking Italian people and home of the freaking spaghetti and meatball. And while he goes over there, geez Louise, down on my knees, he's going to be tasting some freaking fresh shrimp, different cuisines of shrimp, cocktail that is, for the Rochester shrimp cocktail freaking revival. Doug Jordan, geez Louise, down on my knees. We wanted to do a little quick segment called What to Pack on Your Trip to Italy. So we're going to do a little roundtable discussion. Basically, you tell us what you're bringing, and then we freaking criticize you about it. Why don't you tell us the first thing you're going to pack on your trip to Italy in your freaking bag?
So I'm going to take a couple of movies with me for the airplane. So watch a couple movies while I'm on the plane to make time go by quicker.
What movies are you going to bring?
Probably the freaking new Avengers movie. I'm going to freaking illegally download it. Maybe that Spider-Man movie that everybody's freaking talking about.
What are you freaking doing? You're going to freaking illegally, you're going to freaking break the freaking law?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not out yet, but I want to see it, so I want to see it.
How are you going to do? What about bringing one of your freaking hilarious freaking animal pornos in case you're seated next to a freaking hilarious white-gloved old lady, maybe drinking a cup of champagne, Don Perrin freaking yawn, and you're over there freaking wanking it to a freaking DVD box set of freaking Monkey Bone starring freaking Brendan freaking Bulge Fraser, Big Bulge Fraser as they call him, Joe the freaking Big Balls Fraser, and then she looks over you and she goes, disgusting. And you can see her freaking and she's wearing freaking pearl necklace. She got white hair. She's drinking champagne.
You don't even freaking stop. You make freaking eye contact with her, and you keep freaking pulling on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna masturbate on an airplane. I don't think you can do that.
I bet you $100 freaking dollars that you end up freaking masturbating on that plane.
Yeah, probably not going to. But I guarantee that when I get back, you guys are gonna say that I did. So.
I mean, that's definitely going to freaking come up, especially now that you freaking said it, and now I got freaking tape of you admitting that that's what you do when you get on an airplane to calm your nerves. What is the next freaking thing you do? What is the next thing you do? What is the next freaking thing you pack on a trip to Italy?
Well, I got a lot of medicine because I'm going to be eating a lot of exotic food and drinking a lot of exotic water, so I got a lot of medicine for my to poop.
So you scoured the medicine cabinet, you scoured your freaking wife's medicine cabinet, collected her Midol, probably her freaking freaking depressants, as I imagine she must take a whole freaking slew of them to get to bed with you at night. Maybe her freaking moistening pills that she needs to take before, geez Louise, down on my knees, she gets ready to do the freaking dirty deed with you, if you guys ever do it anymore. And what other kind of freaking medicines?
So I'm none of those medicines. My wife doesn't take any of those medicines, so I don't even think one of them's real. I'm gonna bring some Imodium and some Tums and a laxative or two just in case. You never know what's gonna happen when you're in a different country.
So, Doug, your wife freaking hides her freaking moistening pills from you? Is that?
No, I mean, she doesn't take moistening pills.
Excuse me.
No, excuse me. She doesn't take freaking moistening pills. I don't even know if that's a freaking real thing.
If you're saying freaking, for one thing, it's definitely a real freaking thing. You can look it up.
She freaking definitely has them. She's just freaking hiding them from you.
Yeah. It's nothing to be freaking embarrassed about, until you find out that she freaking needs them to go to bed with you. Either way, what is the third thing, and then we'll freaking cap it at that, the third thing you bring on your freaking trip, the thing that you can't do without? Is it a good freaking book, maybe some sort of a legal manual, even a dictionary of the Italian freaking language? What do you bring on your trip to Italy that you just can't freaking get by without? And real quick, I'm going to tell you I know the answer to this one.
Yeah, what do you want me to say?
It's freaking Sanjay, so you can freaking have sex with somebody while you're freaking there.
Yeah, we're not gonna have sex. We're just two friends going to eat shrimp.
When you booked the plane, did you say there's two of us, but we only need one freaking seat?
No, definitely not. Why? What do you want me to say to the? You had this all mapped out apparently, and you wanted me to say that.
We want you to freaking say yes, because the answer is freaking yes.
No, the answer is no, because he's just a freaking friend of mine and the co-host of my freaking show, Doug Knows Best.
Well, either way, it all just freaking came to me as I was freaking saying it. So,
and you know what? I understand that because my little Porky Pig midget, I don't care. She's just my freaking friend, but I do freaking have sex with her. So I'm starting to understand this whole freaking situation.
Yeah, and if freaking if you were to take an airplane, you would say, listen, he's just going to sit on my lap anyhow. So you might as well save a seat for somebody else. And if Sandy were going to go on an airplane freaking trip, geez Louise, he'd say, I just pack her in the overhead compartment, say la freaking V, save a couple of bucks, or maybe I'll throw her in a nice small duffel bag and ship her underneath the freaking plane.
Yeah, but I mean, the difference is that you're sleeping with your new girlfriend and Sanjay and I are just friends.
So what you're saying is there's no freaking difference at all.
No, we're not having. Him and I are not having freaking sex.
With him? What?
No, him and I aren't having freaking sex.
All right, well, let's get down to the brass freaking tacks of this. First of all, you are having a sex with him, but when are you actually leaving to go on this trip? Is this in a year? Is this, I'm not even freaking sure when this date is arriving, if it ever may come.
It's Monday. I'm going on Monday.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, I'm leaving next Monday. Early in the morning.
So, but we freaking tape on freaking Monday.
Yeah, but I told you this at least 3-4 weeks in advance that I'm not going to be here.
Doug.
Do you read your emails when people send you freaking emails?
First of all, Doug, I don't know my freaking password. And second of all, yes, I freaking read them. I read them when they freaking end up in my freaking mailbox after the freaking email realizes I didn't pick them up and sends them to me in a freaking actual freaking letter.
That's not how that works. I worked at the Postal Service for many years. I know that's not how that works.
Well, you didn't know it when they freaking fired you, and then now you don't have a freaking job there, so... And now you're going to freaking Italy. Will you freaking call us from Italy? Maybe put a freaking hilarious freaking guy with a mustache on the phone. Maybe a guy who's making a freaking baking a piece of bread or a piece of pizza out in the freaking city square. Maybe he's cleaning off his rug with a broom in the front of his house, hitting it with a broom slung over a freaking clothesline.
So you want me to call you in case I just see a person doing an everyday thing?
I just want to talk to somebody from the freaking old country.
Hilarious. Yeah, it's freaking hilarious. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Doug, are you worried about the freaking plane going down?
No. I mean, I'm not worried about the plane going down.
No, of course he's not worried about the freaking plane going down. He's got everything he needs right with him. So, freaking Sanjay.
No, I mean, he's just a friend of mine.
The moon and the freaking stars and.
Yeah, I'd be worried about the freaking plane going down.
I'm starting to think that you guys are just freaking jealous that you're not going to Italy to try all the shrimp.
I am freaking jealous. I'm not going to freaking Italy. We've been doing this freaking show for freaking 2 years and never sent us anywhere. WAYO-LP piece of junk freaking Rochester, New York, worst radio station in the history of the world. Station Brass never even sent me a gift basket.
See, I wouldn't even freaking go to Italy because I'd be too freaking worried about the freaking plane going down.
That's a good point.
I'm freaking dying. You're probably gonna freaking die.
Yeah, but don't you travel all the time? And then
I travel all the time, Doug.
So then why do you ever worry that the plane's gonna freaking go down?
Doug, it's a freaking struggle to freaking speak with you sometimes. You have no idea. Yeah, obviously I'm worried about the freaking plane, Doug. that's plane freaking explosions and plane crashes are one of the freaking leading causes of human death. You have any idea how many freaking planes freaking explode every single freaking day?
Less than one.
It's got to be at least one.
I mean, how often? It's like what 70 plane crashes?
The answer is probably freaking one. I don't freaking know the answer, but the answer is probably freaking one.
Yeah.
You always gotta wonder, am I getting on the one that's gonna freaking blow?
Yeah.
See, this is why we need what's his name here so we can fact check that.
Yeah, and actually, that's a freaking great segue. Weakers, tweakers, thrill seekers, I got a very freaking interesting freaking call. And I'm just going to go right into it. I have a very interesting call on WAYO LP Rochester, Our Week in Reviews hotline. It is, and the number to that is 513-914-6201. So, Weakers and tweakers, we're going to go ahead and take that call right now. And geez Louise, down on my freaking stupid little fat knees, here we are.
Hey guys, at Our Week in Review, it's me, Thaddeus Richard, or Taddea Richard, as I've been come to be called on the show.
It's freaking Taddea Richard freaking calling.
Sounds like he's in a freaking dungeon or a freaking cathedral or something.
Yeah, why don't we just keep listening to it? He might be in freaking trouble. Doug Jordan, you might need to freaking cancel your trip and go freaking start looking for him. And we might be coming up on our next Our Week investigation, which we are now freaking 6 for 6 on.
I just wanted to call you because I think this is the only way really that I could get a hold of you. I didn't know any other way. So I'm sorry to use up the hotline, but I feel this is necessary. First of all, I just want to thank Taylor and Sandy.
That's really nice. He's freaking thanking all of us, Taylor and freaking Sandy, and let's see what he says here.
The whole freaking gang.
To a very lesser extent, Doug Jordan, for all the well wishes and all the Our Week listeners who have been reaching out to me about my testicular cancer. I do have an update on that.
Wait, so for Weakers and Tweakers out there who remembered freaking Taddea the freaking intern freaking Risher, geez Louise, down on my knees, he had freaking breast cancer, and then it turned to freaking lung cancer, and now it's in his freaking testes.
That's called metastasizing. So basically what he has right now is freaking metastasizing cancer, and it's freaking going everywhere.
Much like freaking elephantitis of the freaking testicles, I imagine they freaking blow up like the freaking red balloon from that freaking German movie. Keep going.
So I did go to a doctor and, to get everything checked out. And as I was sitting there in the waiting room, just kind of contemplating my life and my impending death, I decided that if this was my last day on Earth, I'm not going to spend it in a waiting room. I'm going to go live life on my terms and go out the way I've always wanted to go out. So I did go to, I guess what you would call a sex dungeon.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, jeez Louise.
Weakers,
right.
Tweakers, thrills, freaking seekers, you freaking heard it first. Taddea Richers is in a freaking sex freaking dungeon, doing what we all freaking wish we could do. The one thing that very few men really actually freaking need to do, but I probably more than not, a lot of them wish they could freaking do. Right, Doug Jordan? You ever been to a freaking sex dungeon?
No, I didn't even think that was a thing. Is that a real thing?
Jeez Louise.
I don't know if he's making this up. I mean, he's made up that he had cancer, so maybe he's making up that he's in a sex dungeon.
Guy's got freaking cancer. You're calling him a freaking liar.
No,
he went to a freaking doctor. The doctor, he was in the freaking waiting room of the doctors. He had freaking cancer.
If you go back and listen to the freaking episode, he said you can listen to the whole thing, him making up the whole freaking thing. We talk about a story where a guy pretends to have freaking cancer, and then he says, that's a good idea. Maybe I should freaking pretend that I have cancer, and maybe Mary will get back with me. You can listen to the whole freaking thing.
Doug, Tadea's got freaking cancer.
No, he doesn't. And honestly, he just said he was in a waiting room, and then he freaking left. So now you know he definitely doesn't have freaking cancer.
Doug, you ever heard freaking proof is in the freaking pudding? And this guy's eating a freaking this guy's eating a lot of it. Let's keep listening.
Sort of a brothel, not necessarily legal in the state of New York, but I'm dying, so that's the way I wanted to do it. And so I went there, and I got to apologize for not calling in last week. That was very unprofessional, and the embarrassing truth is I just smoked too much weed, and I passed out and fell asleep and didn't really get a chance to call in. So I apologize for that. But I do have some news. I've decided to stay here in the brothel or sex dungeon.
Wait a minute. What is he freaking talking about? He's going to stay in the freaking sex dungeon? He's got to do the freaking show. I mean, pretty soon it's going to be freaking Doug Jordan's freaking leaving out of here. It's just going to be freaking Sandy calling in for freaking Seattleite, New York, and freaking me. I guess we should keep listening.
As you would, because I did meet a woman here who claims that she has the treatment for my cancer, and so I'm going to stay here and I'm going to seek treatment, and it could be weeks that I'm here, it could be months. I hope it's not going to take up to a year, but it could. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to commit to getting better. So that's the good news. The bad news is this woman does require lots of money for this treatment. And I know you guys are setting up a GoFundMe page, and that I can't express to you how much that means to me. Thank you so much for the outreach. That being said, I just, I need that money as soon as I possibly can. So if Dunk Jordan could potentially get me some money, I'd really, really appreciate that. Again, this is for cancer treatment, and I I think I can beat it, but I need money as soon as I can. So anyway, I'm sorry I couldn't make it this week. As I continue to get better, I pay for it myself, but I haven't been working, obviously, because of the cancer. So just your continued.
Well, that was it.
So was that at the end? Was that where he died, or what is it? What happened?
I guess he's we either lost the freaking call or that's all we have for freaking recorded. Either he's freaking dead, but Doug Jordan, you freaking heard it first. Now, what kind of freaking treatment is this sex dungeon worker doing? What kind of treatment is she giving him, Doug Jordan?
I mean, he's probably just having sex with her, and he's probably just made up in his mind that he has freaking cancer, and this is what's gonna freaking cure him.
What's gonna cure him?
To having sex with a sex worker.
Yeah, what that sounded like was a boy who's had his freaking world just torn open by somebody sexually. So I say, my freaking advice is just freaking stay there. Is he still listening, or do we still have him on the freaking line? Are we talking about, buddy? I say stay where you are. Doug's gonna get that freaking money to you freaking very soon.
I'm not getting him any freaking money.
Yeah, and he's actually not on the freaking air. That was a message from the R Week freaking hotline, which you can reach at 513-914-6201. Any freaking people out there who have cancer, may have dealt with somebody who has cancer, may used to have freaking cancer, never even had cancer, just wants to make up having cancer. Why don't you go ahead and call the R Week hotline and share your feelings for our discussion. We offer an open freaking forum here. Doug Jordan, how soon can you get him the money? And you're gonna have to make it pretty soon because I know you're leaving for freaking Italy soon, and Monday next week, a week from to freaking day, a week probably from a day before, whatever.
I'm not gonna give him any freaking money. Why would I give him money?
Because he needs it for the freaking sex workers so he can get cured of freaking cancer.
Yeah, but he doesn't have freaking cancer. He just wants money so he can pay the freaking sex worker.
Yeah, man, that's smart.
Honestly, he's gonna end up going to freaking jail because he's not gonna pay her freaking money.
You don't think so?
Or freaking dead because they're gonna freaking kill him.
Yeah, it could go freaking either way on that one, and good luck to him.
Yeah, Taddea, if you're freaking listening, I want you to know I'm so freaking proud of you, and I love you, and we here at Our Weekend, you always have a freaking chair. We'll never freaking replace the chair right here at Our Week Studios and Our Week freaking Hotline, and Our Week in Review. There is one thing I wanted to freaking mention before I go into the news and discussions this week, and geez Louise, down on my freaking knees. You guys know about the 2007 FT3?
I don't know, what does that mean?
It's freaking 10. It's Doug. It's freaking 10 times freaking larger than the Tunguska. Did you know that? It's headed right freaking for us.
Well, what is it? What's the 2007 FT3?
First of all, it just recently freaking changed its freaking trajectory, and nobody's freaking reporting on it. You're not hearing about it in the freaking news. NASA hasn't said a freaking word about it. Only the freaking Russians know about it, and it's heading right freaking for us. And they believe in freaking October is going to freaking hit us and knock us straight to freaking hell.
But I mean, it says 2007, so did this happen in 2007?
No, it's a freaking meteorite, and it's named 2007, and it's freaking heading right for us.
So why is nobody talking about it?
Because when it impacts the freaking world, it will cause damage worth 100 million modern nuclear warheads colliding at freaking once. And nobody can freaking handle that. Nobody can freaking deal with that. And they just want us to go out and freaking bliss until the freaking thing hits and we go the way of the freaking dinosaur or the freaking dodo.
So I've seen.
What is a freaking dodo, by the way?
It's a bird. Okay, this is the way I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's right. I don't think it is a bird.
It's a kind of bird. So the way I see it is we got to assemble some sort of a freaking team, and we'll get him on a freaking spaceship, and we're gonna freaking launch him up to the meteorite.
Wait,
right?
Taddea? We're gonna send.
Yeah, we'll send him. He can be on the team, and then we got to drill deep down into the meteorite. We got to freaking blow it up.
I freaking see what you're doing. Freaking Armageddon.
Well, yeah, but they worked in the movie, so it could work in real life.
Were you about to say it freaking happened? That was based on a true story?
Jeez
Doug,
Louise,
jeez
down on
Louise.
my knees, Doug. The thing about it is, if you go up there, if you and Sanjay end up going up there, you'll just end up botching the freaking mission when you're freaking forget all about it and end up having freaking sex because you want to be the first person to have sex with his boyfriend on the freaking spinning freaking orbiting freaking meteorite as it's crashing into the world, and you say, we might as well just freaking get to it and start your own little freaking baby race on top of the freaking meteorite that's going to crash into the freaking Earth.
Yeah, so first of all, I wanted to say
you-
that him and I are not having sex, and second of all, we would never be in the friggin' mission because we're not friggin' qualified.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
saying...
well, you got that right.
Yeah, here's the thing, Doug, and this is the thing that I want to stress the most about this 2007 FT3, which is the name of the freaking meteorite that's crashing into the world in October and going to kill us freaking all, is that if you and Sanjay were to meet a freaking space alien while on top of the freaking 2007 FT3, would you include him in your freaking sex?
First of all, I wouldn't go up to the freaking asteroid because I'm not freaking qualified, and frankly, neither are freaking you, and Sanjay definitely isn't freaking qualified either. And second of all, why would there be a freaking alien on the asteroid?
That's a very good question, Doug. Why is there an alien on the asteroid?
I don't know. This sounds like the name of a freaking car. 2007 FT3.
It's a freaking asteroid, and only freaking Russia
Doug,
knows
it's
about
bigger,
it.
It's freaking 10 times bigger than the freaking Tunguska.
I don't even know what that. I never even heard of that before either.
I mean, and how many freaking rear ends does this freaking alien really have? Because all it really needs for you and Sanjay to have your freaking way with it is 2.
Yeah, again.
Or all he really needs is 1, because you'd be in one rear end, and then Sanjay would be in your rear end, and...
Yeah, no, him and I we're not sexually involved in any way. And also, I don't know, how do you know this alien even has freaking 2 rear ends?
I don't know that. I'm just, for your sake, hoping so that you don't have to play freaking Legos with the 3 of you guys.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go to the asteroid because, first of all, I don't even think it's freaking real.
The thing about it is, Doug, you'd freaking botch this mission one way or the other.
Yeah, because I'm not going to go on the I'm not freaking qualified.
So who's freaking qualified? Bruce freaking Willis?
Yeah, probably Bruce Willis.
Yeah, but is Ben Affleck actually qualified? He's a freaking drunk. He freaking last time they took him to rehab, he had to stop a freaking Jack in the Box just before he could freaking go.
Well, I mean,
He was crying while he was eating Jack in the
He
Box.
freaking puked all over his own freaking food. I
mean,
hate it.
but that's all based on real events. So you get the real guys that went up to the Tunguska and freaking blew that up, and then you get those guys out of retirement and you have them do it again.
Wait, is
Doug,
that?
what is freaking Tunguska?
It's apparently an asteroid that was smaller than this one.
Oh, so you don't even freaking know. You really are freaking unqualified.
Do you know what it is? Because I don't think you're freaking qualified either.
All right, next freaking question.
All right, Weakers, Tweakers, Thrill Seekers, we are entering our week's news and discussions. We got a lot of great late-breaking freaking news for you this week, but it's actually last week's news, so it's breaking it for freaking last week. Weakers, Tweakers, Thrill Seekers, if you want to join in the conversation, as always, you can call 513-914-6201. That is our week freaking hotline. I'm going to just go ahead and jump right into it. Last week, Janelle Evans' husband, David Eisen, allegedly shot and killed the couple's French bulldog, Nugget, according to E! News. Although the reality TV star was horrified by the incident, she was not the one who notified authorities. Columbus County Sheriff's deputies are currently investigating the incident, according to Radar Online. Eisen supposedly killed Nugget because it snapped at their 2-year-old daughter, Ensley Eisen. The horrific incident thankfully did not happen in front of the kids, a source close to the family said. Janelle has been distraught all day over it. On Tuesday afternoon, the Teen Mom 2 star's Facebook read, Janelle Evans is devastated. Both Evans and Eisen have posted photos and videos of the French Bulldog on their social media pages. On April 1, Eisen uploaded a video of Nugget taking a ride in a kid's swing on a freaking playground. So, freaking Nugget is freaking dead now, and, geez Louise, down on my knees, this freaking guy, what's his freaking name? Ensley freaking Eisen is a freaking hero. Because you know how big a freaking French bulldog is, Dunk Jordan?
Yeah, they're very, very small. They're very small dogs.
It's a bulldog. It's right in the freaking name. It's a big dog.
Yeah, but it's just the breed. The breed is bulldog, and honestly, bulldogs are pretty small too.
Wait,
So you can get some big ones, but most of the time they're like medium-sized dogs.
What's the difference between a freaking French bulldog and a freaking pug? There's just 2 names for the same ugly little thing?
Well, the French bulldog's more smushed, I think. Well, no, I think the freaking pug is more smushed than the French bulldog. Because the French bulldog got the pointy ears and the pugs got the floppy ones.
No, which one is the one that freaking gentlemen like to take and lube up and put up their freaking rear end when they want to get fancy?
I wouldn't know. I don't know why you. Sandy, do you know?
I think it's a freaking gerbil. I don't think it's a freaking dog at all.
That sounds about freaking right. So this freaking guy shoots his freaking dog, Nugget, and what happens now? He's going to freaking jail. Doug Jordan, what would you do? Judge, jury, and the freaking executioner. Go ahead. Let me hear your freaking sentence.
I mean, I don't. It was his dog, so I mean, I think it's screwed up. But I maybe give him a fine or something. They make him pay money.
I got a good freaking idea for a new freaking show. Judge Jordan. Freaking courtroom show. Freaking judge, jury, and freaking executioners. It's all freaking Doug.
Yeah, actually, that's a good freaking idea. The last time we freaking suggested a show, he got a freaking free trip to freaking Italy where he gets to sample a bunch of shrimp and have sex with his freaking lover. Last week, this is also another freaking pet story here. Last week, Peter Mayhem, the actor who played Chewbacca in the Star Wars films, died at age 74, according to BuzzFeed News. The cause of Mayhew's death was not immediately announced. The 7'2" actor had mobility issues in recent years, and in 2018 underwent spinal surgery. Mayhew originated the role of Chewbacca, the Wookiee co-pilot of the Millennium Falcon, in the original Star Wars trilogy and returned for Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and The Force Awakens. Quote, he fought his way back from being wheelchair-bound to stand up tall and portray Chewbacca once more in Star Wars The Force Awakens, a family statement said. He also consulted on The Last Jedi in an attempt to teach his successor. For decades, Mayhew traveled to conventions and developed deep relationships with fans and other cast members, his family freaking said. So now he's freaking dead. I thought it was just a freaking, a gorilla freaking playing him. I thought they just used a freaking gorilla for Chewbacca.
No, I mean, it's a guy in a suit.
See, I gotta go with. I thought it was a freaking gorilla, and I thought freaking Yoshi was played by a freaking monkey.
Yeah, I mean that Yoda is pretty much is a puppet, and and Chewbacca is just a guy in a freaking suit.
Chewbacca is a freaking puppet too. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's not a puppet.
That's a big freaking puppet.
No, he's a guy, and he's wearing a big suit that makes him look like the alien, whatever.
And somebody freaking shot him. He's freaking dead. What is this?
My freaking favorite scene from freaking Star Wars is when freaking Chewbacca shot himself in the freaking eye with his freaking crossbow. Also, why does it have to be a freaking crossbow when it shoots freaking laser beams out of it? Why can't they just cut the wings off of it and just have it at that?
I don't know. I'm not a gun engineer, so I don't know how that works.
So
that's a freaking good question.
Yeah.
They freaking cut the wings off that thing. I didn't think freaking Chewbacca had any wings, actually.
No, it's a guy in a suit, so I don't think he has wings either.
I'm telling you, it's a freaking monkey. It's a freaking big hairy monkey.
No, it's a guy. It said it was a guy that played Chewbacca, and he just freaking died.
His freaking boyfriend killed himself, I think. Is that what this? Oh, jeez, Louise, I'm freaking drunk.
But so I want to ask the question to the freaking panel. This freaking Chewbacca, is he freaking Han Solo's freaking pet or what? Does Han Solo keep him did Han Solo buy him at a freaking intergalactic freaking pet store? Maybe some sort of pet savers?
Is Chewbacca, basically, I think what you're getting at is Chewbacca Han Solo's Sunjay?
I mean, Sunjay is just a friend, and he's definitely not a pet, so I don't know what that he's even supposed to freaking mean.
But is Chewbacca freaking having sex with him? Having sex with either way, Doug
No,
Jordan.
they're clearly not having freaking sex. They're just freaking friends that go on freaking adventures together. Okay, that's all freaking Han Solo and Chewbacca are. Just two friends that they do everything together and they freaking hang out together, and that's what they are. They're just friends.
I'm pretty sure I saw freaking. I'm pretty sure in the last one I saw something something gooey hanging on freaking Chewbacca's. On freaking Chewbacca's fur.
I was maybe a slug or something. I don't know what would you? What would it
No,
be?
Doug, don't be stupid. It wasn't a freaking slug.
It's like a slug after it's been melted by some freaking salt. Last week, news reports circulated of an Australian researcher who hopes to change the world with sustainable alternative proteins, including maggots and locusts, according to CNN. University of Queensland meat science professor Lorenz Hoffman believes conventional livestock will not be able to meet the global demand for meat, so alternatives are needed to replace or at least complement traditional protein sources. The biggest potential for sustainable protein production lies with insects and new plant sources, he said in a statement. One of my students has created a very tasty insect ice cream. According to Hoffman, studies show that Western consumers who may recoil from the idea of eating insect-based meals will try insects if they are freaking processed and disguised. Now, for weakers and tweakers out there, it wouldn't take much to get me to eat a freaking bowl of freaking maggots. If you give me if you give me a jar of freaking mayonnaise and a case of freaking mustard, I can make you something probably pretty freaking tasty out of the freaking things. If you want to know the freaking truth of it, Doug Jordan.
Yeah. So all I can think about is in the friggin' Lion King when the pig and the meerkat, Timon and Pumbaa, are friggin' eating bugs, and when I saw that, I thought those bugs look friggin' good.
Now it's funny you bring that up. What do you think the freaking relationship really is between freaking Timon and freaking Pumbaa?
Yeah, is there something more going on? Is there a reason that these two guys are freaking hanging out all the freaking time and they sleep together naked and, they're crawling into freaking dark holes together with into each one another, and they don't, and then they're meeting a nice young freaking lion and they're trying to show him the freaking way, if you know what I mean.
Is this going to be the whole freaking show? I'm going to freaking put my input in. You guys are going to turn it into something about me and freaking Sunjay potentially being freaking lovers, but I've told you several times that we're friends.
Oh, so I see what you're saying. You're saying, okay, so I guess you saw yourself as Timon, and you saw freaking Sunjay as Pumbaa, and wasn't what I was getting at. But now that you mention it, yeah, do you think that the two of those characters are freaking making love with each other? Or?
Yeah, no, I don't.
It's possible, and I hope it's freaking true, especially because I know freaking Seth freaking Rogen is playing him soon, and I want to see him get all freaking down and dirty with Nathan Lane or whoever it is. Last week, police in Maine said a man who robbed a bank used his unwitting father as a getaway driver, according to the Huffington freaking Post. An affidavit written by a police detective said Keith Tilton dropped his 39-year-old son, Joseph Donald Tilton, at a Lewiston bank, believing his son needed to cash a check. Police said while inside, Joseph Donald robbed the bank. After dropping his son off in a different part of Lewiston, Keith Tilton drove past the bank and was stopped by police who had the getaway car's description. Keith Tilton isn't charged, as police don't think he knew what was happening. The Sun Journal reported Joseph Tilton is charged with felony robbery, accused of stealing $620 freaking. Another freaking story of an old guy who doesn't know where he is or what he's doing, and maybe they should take his freaking license away because he doesn't even know how to freaking drive. He doesn't even know that his son's freaking bank robber, even when he's probably wearing a big freaking mask over his eyes that just cover up his freaking eyes with black around him. I mean, do you think his freaking son came out carrying a freaking bag with freaking money sign written right on it? Doug Jordan?
Yeah, I maybe. I don't know. I mean, first of all, you just brought up a good point of, why would they wear those masks where it would just be the black around the eyes, but then you could tell what the rest of their freaking face looks like?
Because they probably just think it's a freaking raccoon going in there.
Yeah, but I mean, you can tell what the rest of the guy freaking looks like, even though he's got the mask around his eyes.
Yeah, but then the APB is going to say, looking for a raccoon who just robbed a bank, and then they see a man who is just not wearing a freaking raccoon mask. They're going to go, oh, that's just a man. We're looking for a freaking raccoon here.
Why do you think it would look like a freaking raccoon?
Because they wear a freaking bandit mask.
Yeah, but you know what a raccoon looks like, and you know what a freaking person looks like, and you know they look totally different.
I mean, earlier I freaking thought that freaking Chewbacca was played by a freaking ape.
Right, exactly. So why would you think that a human looks like a raccoon? I just don't get it.
It's because it's got a freaking black eyeliner around its eyes. It's an easy mistake, Doug. Take it easy.
Doug, I'm starting to freaking wonder if you've ever even freaking seen a raccoon.
I'm starting to wonder if either of you guys have seen a freaking raccoon.
You guys want to hear a hilarious freaking story? Because I got another one coming up very soon. It's called, last week E! News reported that comedian Amy Schumer can't believe she's still freaking pregnant. The I Feel Pretty star, and geez Louise, nobody believed she was pregnant. I still don't freaking believe she's pregnant. She's just a freaking big fat lady with a big fat freaking belly, and she thought she needed to come up with a big fat secret to make it sound like, make her explain why she ate all these freaking cheeseburgers to make her fat as freaking heck. The I Feel Pretty star, who was expecting her first child allegedly with husband Chris Fisher, took to social media on Friday to confirm that her baby has yet to arrive. In the Instagram photo, Schumer can be seen in a doctor's office wearing an I Hate Mondays t-shirt, which is pulled up to show her fat belly. Oh yeah, it does feel to everyone like I've been pregnant for a long time, Schumer wrote alongside the picture. It must be getting annoying to you all that I'm still pregnant. Well, imagine how I feel. MFers. So she didn't need to swear at the end there. But do you think she was ever freaking pregnant? And geez Louise, down on my knees, if she was, is she ever going to lose a freaking baby weight? Either of you can jump in.
I can't freaking believe that she was in a movie called I Feel Pretty.
Yeah. Because she never freaking felt like that.
No, and I can't imagine freaking anybody be willing to freaking
lie down on top of her?
Yeah, to lay down, or even freaking worse, let her freaking lay down on top of them.
Yeah.
She starts convulsing, looking like she's having a freaking seizure. And the thing I think, I just feel like I would never even freaking finish.
She looks like the human embodiment of Miss Piggy. And yes, Doug Jordan, I can tell the difference between freaking animals and freaking people. And she is not freaking Miss Piggy, but geez Louise, down on my knees, she's about one turn being away from her. You know what I mean?
What do you want me to say?
Doug, would you freaking toss Amy Schumer out of freaking bed, or would you freaking just suck it up and freaking do the deed and cheat on Soonjay?
Yeah, what do you want me to... I'm not gonna... How would I cheat on Soonjay if I'm not even in a freaking relationship with him, A? And B, how long exactly has she even been freaking pregnant?
I don't know. I don't think she is pregnant. That's the whole thing. I think it's a made-up thing, freaking publicity stunt. Reason for her getting big and fat. And honestly, more power freaking to her. She's great. She's hilarious. But if she was pregnant and that's not her being fat, then she's not funny at all. And there's nothing.
She's another one of those things you would look at and you go, my God, her better freaking breath stinks.
Oh wait, breaking news! She just had her baby like 2 hours ago.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
All right, so that turns that into a freaking big non-story.
Last week, Melendez International, the Illinois-based food company that owns Chip Ahoy, Oreo, Cadbury chocolate, Nilla wafers, and Nutter Butter cookies, announced that they are considering adding the chemical compound found in hemp and marijuana to some of its products, according to the Daily News. Melendez CEO Dirk Van de Put told CNBC that the cannabis compound probably won't mesh well with family brands like that, but that it could be added to other famous snacks or newly created ones. Yes, we're getting ready, but we obviously want to stay within what is legal and play it the right way, Van de Put told CNBC. President Trump legalized most products containing the drug CBD in December, but the Food and Drug Administration still prohibits adding it to food or drinks. The FDA will hold its first public hearing about adding the chemical to food on May 31st. So, out of the freaking Chips Ahoy, Oreo, Cadbury chocolate, Nilla wafers, and Nutter Butter cookies, Doug Jordan, which is the best? And put whichever one is the worst on freaking blast.
Okay, so you want me to rank the cookies?
Yeah.
Okay, out of all these, I never had a Cadbury chocolate cookie, so I gotta just omit that one because I'm not sure what that tastes like.
I think it's a freaking egg.
But I'm gonna say
it's a Cadbury egg. Dunk.
No, it said Cadbury chocolate. Oh, you said it's about cookies. Okay, all right. So I would say Oreo first, then I would say Nutter Butter, then maybe Chips Ahoy, then I would do the Cadbury chocolate. I mean, there's a different category altogether. And
Chips Ahoy that freaking low on the list.
Yeah, because
chocolate cookie, Doug.
A sandwich cookie is better than any just plain old freaking cookie. If you had 2 Chips Ahoys with some freaking cream in the middle of it, then I would say go ahead. That's a freaking great cookie. But sandwich cookie always beats plain old regular cookie in my freaking book.
Yeah,
this is starting to sound freaking familiar. This is something that he did on freaking his other show. I freaking listened to this freaking episode.
This
the
is
whole thing. He freaking planned this whole freaking thing.
This is a freaking Doug Knows best bit. This is actually one of Doug Knows best bits. Now, Doug, I cannot believe you left Nilla wafers just completely off the freaking list. I love freaking Nilla wafers. I like to freaking suck on them until they freaking turn into like a freaking porous, almost like a pumice freaking stone for your freaking feet. You know, you never take a freaking pumice stone. You ever take your wife's pumice stone, maybe that she uses on herself in the shower, and I'm not talking about her feet, and then you get your calluses off with it, or.
Well, what does that have to do with a freaking cookie?
If you suck on it long enough, the texture becomes like a pumice stone, and then you crumple it in your mouth with a nice glass of milk.
How often are you sucking on freaking pumice stones?
Doug, jeez.
Well, either way, so for Weakers and Tweakers, Doug Jordan says that the Oreo is best, although what if you put freaking cream in between Chips Ahoy? You might have a new winner on your hands. Last week, Fox News reported that in the days leading up to her royal wedding, Meghan Markel was scolded by Queen Elizabeth II over eggs, according to royal expert. Katie Nicole, a British best-selling author and royal correspondent for Vanity Fair, said Markle had insisted on there being a macrobiotic alternative for some of the Hollywood star guests attending the ceremony who followed the diet. Meghan got very upset when she felt that she could taste egg in a dish when she was told there was no egg in there. And she said, "No, I can taste it. I can taste it. There's egg in this dish," Nicole told Yahoo's Royal Box. According to Nicole, the Queen took Markle to the side and said, "Meghan, in this family, we do not speak to people like that." The incident took place in the Queen's home in Windsor freaking Castle. Okay, so for Weakers and Tweakers out there, Doug Jordan might know freaking best about almost all things that related to freaking chips and cookies, but when it comes to freaking eggs, there is no freaking person that knows freaking better than I. And geez Louise, down on my knees, I want to go ahead and say, Meghan freaking Markle, if you're freaking listening, and I know you freaking are, you need a freaking egg tester. Geez Louise, you found your freaking man. Fly me to freaking Buckingham Palace, which is where I'm pretty sure that you actually freaking live, not freaking Windsor Palace, and I'll freaking stay on your couch. I'll hang out with your freaking new freaking baby, and I'll eat all the freaking eggs you plump down in my freaking stomach, and you pump down in my freaking mouth a bucket of mayonnaise, and it goes down the freaking gullet, and I will freaking tell you, you give me a freaking hard-boiled egg, and I'll eat it, and I'll go, yep, that's 100% egg. Good to eat. You know what I mean? Doug, you want to rate the eggs in this story from 1 to 10?
What do you? There's no eggs, just eggs. Wait, what? 10.
Good freaking answer.
Oh my gosh, what is that freaking sound? It is the Doug Jordan freaking Sports Desk. Weakers, tweakers, thrill freaking seekers. Doug's Jordan Sports Desk is a segment that Doug Jordan begs me to do every freaking week, where he reads off stories about freaking... Oh, this isn't the freaking Doug Jordan Sports Desk.
Do you want me to do it or no?
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Okay, so last week, former NASCAR driver and girlfriend of Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, Danica Patrick, left some fans speculating about pregnancy rumors, according to Yahoo Sports. Quote, "My sister Brooke and I sat down for a chat and it was really good. We covered a lot of topics, especially pertaining to kids. And I got some good advice," Patrick's post read. Patrick ended up shutting down that speculation with an addition to her original post, though she did admit that her initial words were somewhat misleading.
Yeah, okay.
What does that freaking mean?
It means Danica Patrick might want to get freaking pregnant or something.
You know what's happening here? It's another one of these freaking stories of somebody, of another freaking Hollywood freaking star, another one of these freaking starlets wants to pack on the freaking pounds and wants to pretend they're freaking pregnant. And geez Louise, down on my knees, why don't you just freaking own it? Because in the future that I'm looking toward, geez Louise, down on my knees, everybody can weigh as much as they've always wanted to, which is probably around 6 to 1,000 freaking pounds. Yes, weakers, tweakers, thrill seekers, you heard it freaking first. Fat Earth is freaking happening. Doug Jordan says it's called Flat Earth. No, it's not. It's called freaking Fat Earth. It is a parallel universe where the streets are paved with freaking cheese. Everybody is edible. Your fingers are sausages, and they grow freaking right back. You can just plump one in your mouth. You could literally grab with your 5 sausage fingers an egg, and you could have yourself a freaking breakfast sandwich just by eating your own freaking fingers with the egg in the middle.
I don't understand you, because first of all, okay, let me just say, we started the show with you guys criticizing Sandy's new freaking girlfriend for being freaking fat, and then also on every other
we
freaking show.
criticize her for being a freaking and she just also is fat.
Okay, but you keep talking about how much she's freaking
Well,
eating.
she eats a lot, but she's not fat. She's a freaking ugly little midget, though.
Well, that's wrong. You're right and you're wrong. She's a freaking ugly little midget. She is also very freaking fat, and she does also freaking eat a lot. That's probably why she's so freaking fat.
Yeah. Yep. You heard it first.
Okay, so that's fine, but then
what is your freaking point?
The next point I was going to make was that freaking every time Jonah Hill gets freaking brought up, or even a story about a freaking whale, you got to bring up freaking Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he's so fat. That's why.
Yeah, but he's not even that freaking fat.
What is the freaking connection? I don't even understand.
Well, then now he's talking about how fat Earth is a great thing, and everybody, if you want to freaking gain weight, then gain freaking weight. That's what he's just talking about. But then every time there's a story about somebody getting fat, he's got to freaking bring up how fat and disgusting they are.
You're losing it, Doug.
Yeah, because it's not acceptable yet, because not most people are that freaking fat. It's not freaking acceptable to be the way people wish they were, the way that Jonah Hill is.
We don't live on freaking fat Earth. It's a freaking separate freaking dimension.
Yes, if Jonah Hill was in freaking fat Earth, he'd fit freaking right in.
He's the freaking king. He'd be the freaking fat emperor of freaking fat Earth. They'd try and freaking hoist him above their freaking shoulders, but they freaking wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. Granted, he'd be a little bit big for in fat Earth. But either way, Weakers, Tweakers, a Thrill, a Freaking Seekers. I'm not going to bore you with the rest of freaking Doug Jordan's Sports Desk because it's about freaking horse races. Last week, jars of poop from 1997 Kentucky Derby winner Silver Charm went on sale, according to the Associated Press. For $200, people can now buy the thoroughbred turds. The idea is said to be the brainchild of artist Coleman Larkin, according to Lexington Herald Leader. Sales from the Derby turds will go on toward Old Friend Farm in Georgetown, a thoroughbred retirement facility Silver Charm calls home. The newspaper says the supply of the resin-coated feces is limited. Larkin says the most difficult part of the creative project is asking the type of people that own million-dollar thoroughbreds if I can please have some horse turds put in freaking jars. I don't know why that'd be that freaking hard. I mean, Doug Jordan's going on a freaking airplane. He's going to freaking sit next to a freaking rich lady with white gloves. It's not like he's not going to watch his DVD collection next to her.
Right. Freaking plane's probably going to go down, too.
But either way, Doug, if you had the freaking money, would you buy Silver Charm's turds? And what would you do with it? Would you open up and give it a sniff?
No, I wouldn't buy freaking Silver Charm's turds.
It's a freaking steal. It's only $200.
I don't know why anybody would even buy freaking horse turds in general.
Do they put them in a freaking jar?
What's the point?
Maybe, the thing about it is you can do whatever you freaking want with those turds once you freaking pay the freaking money. So you freaking then become your freaking turds. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
What?
What would you do with the freaking turds?
It sounds like you want to buy the freaking turds.
Why are you freaking spinning that around on freaking?
No, I know, because you spun it around on me, and now I'm starting to think that you want to buy the freaking turds.
I just said that if you freaking buy the turds, you can do whatever you freaking want with them.
Yeah, he's right. You can do whatever you want with them.
Yeah, so then why don't you buy the freaking turds and do whatever you want with them?
Doug, I don't freaking understand where this is even freaking coming from.
Last week, a Chicago street was shut down after cops spotted a suspicious package. The object turned out to be a can of beef Chef Boyardee ravioli and a thin green wire taped to the set of wheels. Investigators briefly shut down both street and Chicago Transit Authority's Red Line train, which ran underground, WBBM TV reported. A spokesperson for DePaul University, which is located in Chicago, told the news outlet that a design student was responsible for the can on wheels, served as a prototype of a vehicle created for a class assignment. So, DePaul freaking University, geez Louise, down on my freaking knees. What freaking kind of freaking childish nonsense is freaking this? This sounds like something Doug Jordan's kid would do at special camp over the weekend.
I mean, this time maybe they were doing a project about getting more cans of food to the homeless people, and that's why it had wheels on it. Do you ever think about that? You ever think maybe it was a project to help people?
So wait a minute.
It's a can of freaking beef, freaking ravioli on freaking wheels.
Are you saying that the freaking beef ravioli would deliver its freaking self to homeless people?
Yeah, maybe that's what they were testing out.
Maybe they're freaking trying to figure out a way to make heat-seeking missiles find homeless people and blow them up. You ever think about that? And that this is freaking nefarious, and they're just starting out with Chef Boyardee, but pretty soon they're going to make little freaking bombs, and they're going to rid freaking Chicago, all the freaking homeless people, and they got freaking plenty of them out there, and they're freaking haggard looking. For our Chicago listeners, if you can get a freaking homeless man on the freaking phone, Weakers, Tweakers, Thrill Seekers, go ahead and call 513-914-6201. Love to freaking interview.
What do you want me to say?
Go on, whatever you want, Doug.
Yeah. Talk about the freaking transit authority's red line train and how the freaking Chef Boyardee shut it down.
Well, it would look suspicious, so they shut the freaking train down.
Now, is there a different canned freaking pasta dish that you think should freaking shut down the red line train and the whole freaking street and the intersection and all that?
I mean, if I was gonna pick one, I think Chef Boyardee is pretty appropriate.
What other ones do they have?
SpaghettiOs.
What's the one? What's the spaghetti and meatballs?
That's spaghetti, but you can get SpaghettiOs with meatballs. There's SpaghettiOs and there's SpaghettiOs with meatballs.
I like the ones with the little freaking hot dogs in them. Little hot dog chunks.
Oh yeah, those are good too.
What's that called?
I think it's SpaghettiOs with hot dog chunks.
For anybody over at DePaul University, why don't you, next one you should have it have wings on it, put the hot dog chunk one on it, and send it out this way to a freaking WAYOLP Rochester, care of freaking Our Week in Review. Much obliged, although obviously I can't freaking tell you to do that because we are a freaking non-for-profit freaking radio station. I get freaking cut off the air and FCC be breathing down my freaking neck. You got one more freaking story left to do here. Last week, rescuers in New Hampshire came to the aid of a man who got stuck dangling 60 feet high in a tree while trying to retrieve a drone, according to the Associated Press and CNN. Daniel LaCourse tells WMUR TV that drone got caught in a tree in Lafayette Park in Manchester for 2 weeks ago. Who cares about this? The guy's freaking a peeping Tom, and he wanted to go up and get his freaking peeping Toms these days don't hang out in freaking trees anymore. They use freaking drones, and they sneak into freaking windows, and they catch freaking guys like me freaking playing with themselves while they're freaking laying in freaking bed. True or not true?
Did a drone fly by you when you were doing the thing you do all by yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. Sandy?
Yeah, freaking, what, we're talking about freaking drones.
What is this, a freaking heart out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Weakers, Tweakers, Thrill Seekers, you're listening to freaking Our Week in Review. Sandy, why don't we got one more segment left, but why don't you say whatever you got to freaking say and do it. He's got to get back to his Sandy.
I got back let's just say little lady's calling the need little I'm freaking drunk. I gotta go freaking have sex with my freaking girlfriend.
Weakers, Tweakers, Thrill Seekers, you are listening to Our Week in Review. Say goodbye to freaking Sandy. Doug Jordan.
Yeah, what?
Should we do the freaking weather?
Yeah, you do it every week, so why don't you do it now?
I'm thinking about cutting it. I've been doing it for freaking over 2 years now.
You don't want to do it anymore?
I can do it. All right, fine. Last week, Tuesday, April 30th, we had a low of freaking 41 degrees with a high of 52. It was partly sunny in the early part of the morning with peekaboo sunshine through the better part of the afternoon. I saw the sun peeking through the butt-cheek clouds. Then on Wednesday, May 1st, we had a low of 45 degrees with a high of 73. In the later part of the day, we had light rain and cloudy, but right around noontime, there was broken clouds, and guess what? The freaking sun was poking through the clouds, showing a little more than I freaking asked for. Weakers, Tweakers, Thrill Seekers, you could have seen some people outside showing a little freaking in on Wednesday. Thursday, May 2nd, we had a low of freaking 41 with a high of 52. We had fog in the early part of the morning, followed by more clouds than sun, and then in the better part of the evening, it was overcast. Moving along to Friday, May 3rd, we had a low of 45 degrees with a high of 55. In the early part of the morning, we had light rain and fog. Then it just moved on to freaking light rain and more freaking fog. And then by the end of the freaking day, it was low freaking clouds. And geez Louise, down on my knees, the sun was nowhere to be freaking seen. Saturday, May 4th, we had a low of 46 degrees with a high of 54. We had mostly cloudy freaking clouds, but also some sunshine poking through. And that leads us to Sunday, May 5th, with a low of 45 degrees and a high of 63. There was wind. This was a nice day to take a freaking sailboat out on the freaking lake if you had one, and if it was ready to be freaking docked. Moving right along to Monday. Sunday, May 6th, we had a low of 45 degrees, a high of 73. Scattered clouds, mostly freaking sun. This is a day you get out with your freaking beers, get a nice tan, maybe read a book, maybe freaking fall asleep in the sun, get a freaking sunburn. Weakers, tweakers, thrill freaking seekers, you are listening to freaking Our Week in Review, and geez Louise, down to my freaking knees. Thank you so much for freaking listening. We have freaking Doug Jordan in the freaking studio, Sandy the Sandman Farkas. Our prayers go out to freaking Taddea freaking Risher. Geez Louise, down on my knees. He needs you, weakers and tweakers, now more than ever. He is setting up a freaking GoFundMe account as we speak. More details will be coming soon about that. But my God, this kid needs our freaking help. And geez Louise, if you're out there listening, Taddea freaking Richard, I love you and I miss you so much. Weakers, tweakers, thrill seekers, thank you for listening, and we'll see you back freaking next week. Doug Jordan, you gotta give me